So if you could just go ahead and introduce yourself for some of the people that may not know you.
Okay. What's up, y'all? I'm PJ. I'm signed to Atlantic Records, and I just dropped my album Rare, and I'm from North Carolina.
Okay. So how did you get started making music? What made you go down that path in life?
I've been singing like all my life, to be honest, and it wasn't until I guess the last 4 years, I guess I could say I've been doing it professionally. And I was a songwriter first, and I got a couple placements with different rappers and stuff. And then I signed to Atlantic a year and a half ago.
Okay. So coming up, a lot of people don't. I guess a lot of parents, when their kids say, "Oh, I want to make music. Or I want to go into that lane." Some are supportive, and some are like, "Hey, that's a dream. It ain't gonna happen." So how were your parents? I guess how were they receptive to when you decided that's what you wanted to do?
I actually kind of kept it on the hush. My thing was I wanted to be an audio engineer first. So I know I wanted to do music, but that was the first aspect of it. And when I told my dad, it wasn't that he wasn't supportive. He was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." Because it wasn't it's not a typical career path. So you're like, "Okay, well, let's see what's up."
Definitely. So it's I guess he kind of just was watching, to see what you could make happen.
Yeah.
Also found it interesting. You went to school. A lot of people, especially when it comes to music, that's it's not looked down upon. But if you want to make it in music, they expect you to just say F everything else.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to go to school and pursue music at the same time?
I think it was because when I went to high school, my engineer, Mr. Crockett, he also went to MTSU. So I didn't even know about. A lot of people don't know about the jobs within the music industry. A lot of people know now you can be an audio engineer, but then at the time it was new, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I can, My dad says I gotta go to school, so it's "Oh, okay, I can kill both with one stone." So that's why I went.
Okay, definitely, because some of the, I guess, more popular people at the moment that went to school. Well, I guess the main person I can think of, most people can think of, is probably J. Cole. That went to school and fully blew all the way up. So how did school impact your songs? How did it inspire you?
For me, it impacted me a lot because I went to Middle Tennessee State University, and it's 30 minutes from Nashville, and Nashville is a big songwriting town. And I basically didn't even know about the industry of songwriting until I went to school, and they kind of exposed me to it. And then Nashville being so close, I definitely picked up. I started listening to country music, so I definitely took some of Nashville with me.
Okay, so I guess once you got your first placement, since you were songwriting first, how did that feel? And I'm sure a lot of people know what the first song was, but for those that don't, what was the first big song?
The first song I got placed was the Meek Mill song. It was called "I Don't Know" featuring Paloma Ford. I remember when it came out, it was all over Instagram. They had this Instagram promo, and I was super excited. And then, it was supposed to be the single, and it was a single. I heard it on the radio, and I was tripping out. And then, there was some issues where, he had to go away, had a little thing. And then they kind of he wasn't able to perform and promote it. So the song kind of died. It didn't even make it to the album. So it was a bittersweet moment. It was I was super hyped about it, and then it kind of died. And then I was oh man,
I work here. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Oh, that's all good.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Can't really cut through your crowd.
Okay, we'll just fade that part out. So on that song, Suicidal, because I remember the hook like it was yesterday, because one of the dudes that co-produced it was actually from Houston originally. So
you come outside?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my homie.
Yeah, so what, which one was it? It was Sai. Yeah, you said Sai, right?
Sai.
Okay, yeah, exactly. He's originally from Houston. I forget what part, but he was out here before he moved.
Yeah. So he did a lot of stuff. He's on Come Down for Rare, and he's on he co-produced on I Mean It. And so that's my homie.
Okay, no, that's dope. That's a little H-Town connection right there.
Yeah.
So you also did a lot of work with Hit Boy. So I guess what sparked you all's friendship, and what are some of the things that I guess you like about his producing or when you all were working together? Because he collaborated a lot on the project before. Y'all had the video as well.
Oh yeah, on I Mean It. Well, I met him through Sean because Sean and Hit Boy, they have a lot of history together. I don't know, he's just, he's a legend, you know what I'm saying? He's not even old, he's a legend. And, I don't know, he's just amazing. Like, we worked on the Plug album, and then he was blessed walking around fools, and it's just been cool since then.
Okay. So on the latest project, Rare, what's your favorite song and why?
I have like 3 favorites, to be honest. But they're all like my children. Every song is like my child, so it's like hard to choose one. But this is what it looks like. What it is. It's the last song I close with every show, and it's just like what I see, how people react to it. It's like a testimony song, and it's just real, and it's like it's really heartfelt. And at the same time, I would have to say the title track "Rare," because that was like what started the whole album. And then I would say it's a mix between "I'm Good" and "Tell Me."
Okay, so you just dropped the project, pretty much immediately jumped on a tour with K. Michelle, and how has it been, touring with somebody that's a little bit bigger, gaining that knowledge from them and just getting to experience everything from the flip side, because, you come from the songwriting side, but you always wanted to do the artistry, the whole artist side first, so how has it been, opening up for K. Michelle and, finally been into that full artist mode? You're on a major tour, with the major deal, so how's that? How do you like that?
It's been so crazy. Like, I'm so grateful to her for taking me on tour, because I really feel like if she hadn't, I wouldn't have gone on tour, for sure, at all. And for my show, it's like I'm learning what things work, like what songs do this, what songs do that. So it's like a huge learning experience. And then I will always watch her show and see what she does and kind of like take what I can from it. And then I get to meet people that, what I'm saying, I sing to them and then I get to meet them, and it's like a crazy feeling. Like it's the best feeling. Like, you could always drop songs online, but I don't think anything compares to like performing in front of an audience and then like just connecting with people.
Definitely. So how important is storytelling in your music? Because I know when you were on stage, you mentioned the song that you penned for B.O.B. and Trey Songz, that it was actually about your boyfriend. So how important is that, I guess, telling those stories and, translating them to songs that people can relate to?
I feel like experience gives me everything. Like, if it wasn't for the things I go through in like my relationships, I really wouldn't have anything to write about. And like, that's just it. Even before like the song for Rare, like if I hadn't gone through what I had gone through this day, I wouldn't have the album that I had.
Definitely. So I guess what major event? Because you just said that what you was going through pretty much inspired the whole album. So I guess, can you speak on that major event that kind of gave that spark?
So I'm signed to Atlantic, and it is I'm on a major label, and it's like a learning experience. I feel like a lot of times, sometimes people don't know how to take me or how to pitch me because I don't really fit inside of a classic box. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not 80 pounds, I'm not prancing around and whatever. So they don't really know how to pitch me. And genre-wise, it's not even a genre for me. It's not like I'm a pop or I'm an R&B singer. I just make underdog music. I make come-up music. And so it's like, when you kind of, I don't know, it's crazy. It's like I'm carving this lane. Like, I'm in the jungle, and there's like, I'm carving my path as it goes, because I feel like I don't have somebody I can follow. So it's like the whole thing about being rare is just like, I'm rare. Like, what I'm making is rare, and so it kind of makes the climb to wherever I'm trying to go like way hard, so much harder. And that's why the whole thing is like, it's a come up like in itself. Just to be rare, once you understand that there is nobody like you and you are one of a kind, you're like accepting the fact that you're gonna have to grind harder than everybody else, because anything it's so much easier to just copy what everybody else is doing. But when you're like yourself, it's just like, it's blood, sweat, and tears. Like, that's what you know you about to have to do.
Definitely. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people like about music now. It's a lot more open to anything. I like to say anything, because anything seems to blow up. So on the album, you collab with, G-Eazy and Ty Dolla $ign. So, obviously 2 people from the West Side. I guess, who do you prefer working with more? You know, because both of them are super waves. Jeezy is super wave
Well,
top, like they're up there.
Like a little bit more of we have like a relationship. Like I feel like I learned a lot from him every time I work with him. And then Jeezy, I'm just like me and Jizzle wrote a song on this last album called Nothing featuring Keisha Cole. So there's that connection, and then he just blessed me with the song. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Definitely.
Like, I don't have any favorites. I have people that I work with the most who I've learned a lot from. And then I'm sure I could learn different things from everybody if I was around them.
Okay. And so also, I guess the most recent video you dropped, the gangster video. How was that creative process? What inspired the whole storyboard of the video?
Man, D-Mile came in. Oh, you got the video of the song?
The video. Well, you can just break down both.
So the video, I've always loved Alanis Morissette for Ironic. I think that video is amazing. And I actually wanted to do that video concept for the song I had called But then Alice was like, hey, you should do it for this video. And then Snow Beach shot it, and it just came out, and I'm like super happy about it.
Okay. So what's the next video, or what should we expect?
Hopefully it's Tell Me. Might have some slight difficulties with it, trying to get it right. If it's not right, then...
Yeah, because that's featuring Javon. He's yeah, okay. That's another
That's my bro, yeah.
Houston Connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just didn't think about anything else. Anything that I forgot? Okay. I guess like two last questions. You mentioned on stage, when you go perform a song, it's kind of like a whole nother high. It's a whole nother feeling. I guess I'm trying to think of a way to word that into a great question. But could you?
I think I got it.
Oh, you got it. Go.
For your fans to come to your show, what do you want them to get from like coming to your show and your legacy that you plan on like leaving in the music industry?
I just want them to get like energy for like facing the day, the week, or whatever. Like I want them to feel like inspired to like keep pushing, like whatever issues they're going through. Because I'm going through them right there with you. So it's like, I don't know, to me it's like a huddle. I want it to feel like a huddle, right? And then you go take care of what you gotta take care of.
Definitely. I guess for the last question, you mentioned on stage that, and I know I had read the story as well, that I guess when you got the publishing deal, you were shopping around trying to get the deal, a lot of people told you no. So what would be your message to the people that's, I guess in that similar position, whether they're, trying to get that new job or they're trying to break through the mainstream and make it in music or whatever it is that they want to make it in, somebody's basically closing the door on them. What's your message to those people?
My message is, it's like two parts. I guess when I went back home, I talked to my uncle. My uncle basically said, it was like, what's hard about life, and if you think about it, because it's like, because people get so upset and I don't want to deal with this anymore, but it's like you're breathing. So it's like,
I'm so sorry, guys. They told me to cut this way.
how did,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
so yeah, repeat the question again, sorry.
Just trying to see what's the biggest, I guess, message, to the people that get doors closed on them, whether they're trying to make it in music, school, just everyday life, I guess what's your message to keep them going? Because you obviously didn't stop.
Yeah, obviously just listen to your heart and like keep moving. And it's like, once you know what you want to do, just understand that it's so much BS that comes with it. But like they say, like anything worth anything, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not going to be easy. And there's like a reason. Because sometimes, maybe it's just like, life has been like, so how bad do you want it? Like you want this, but like how bad do you want it? I'm not going to slam this door one time and you're going to turn around and be like, damn, I wish, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So it's like, it's almost like, it's a challenge. And then it's like, and I saw something on YouTube, I forgot, it's just like, you already done cried for it, you already done bled for it, so you might as well get it,
You're right.
You might as well get it.
Definitely, and I think...
DJ, I'm coming all the way from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm hanging with Essence. Already.